It's back. Bigger. Better. And better. It's Black History Month, the sequel, a 28-day celebration of black exploitation films. It's TNT Jackson. She's dynamite, out of sight, and always ready for a fight, so she should be just as well known as all the other black women action stars, right? Well, if you're like me, then chances are you've never even heard of TNT. Miss Jackson if you're nasty. I first became aware of this movie a few years ago when I purchased a book that had the European VHS cover inside and thought, damn, now that looks amazing. It looks like the female Rambo. Why have I never heard of this? Even the American poster looks good, although not as badass. And it's these aforementioned movie posters and their false advertising that's probably at the root at why this movie has been overlooked. Because despite featuring cars, a bank vault, and guns on the covers, TNT Jackson herself interacts with none of that. To understand why this movie even exists, you have to look at the origins of its production. If you remember, in my video for Black Mama White Mama, I mentioned how Roger Corman left American International and started his own company called New World Pictures, which he used to produce super cheap movies made in the Philippines. I'm sure you can see where this is going. One of those movies was 1974's Dynamite Wong and TNT Jackson. And if you're wondering why TNT Jackson is second, well that's because Dynamite Wong is played by famous Filipino actor named Chiquito, and the movie was marketed as a Filipino action film with him as the lead. A year later, to save money, because that's the New World Pictures MO, they released the film in America and tried to pass it off as a blaxploitation film starring Jeannie Bell as TNT Jackson. We've already covered how they try to manipulate posters to make them more than what they actually are, so that's how we got those exaggerations on the covers. So what kind of movie is TNT Jackson? You might be shocked to learn it's a kung fu film, closer to Black Belt Jones than anything else. But if you go into it expecting some Bruce Lee or Jim Kelly level fighting, then you're gonna be mad as hell. Diana TNT Jackson learns that her brother has gone missing in Hong Kong, so she hops on a flight over there to see what's happening. And within 10 minutes, she's in a fight for her life. The movie moves at a stupid fast pace, and for good reason, because unlike most black movies during this time, TNT Jackson isn't allotted the mandatory 90 minutes, and instead clocks in at around just an hour. It's essentially a glorified hour-long TV show. Think of it as season 1, episode 1 of TNT Jackson. Season premiere and season finale all in one. I would say that the movie makes good use of its short time, but nah, it's not very good. I'll give it props, it delivers on the fight sequences. Unfortunately, the fights are dumpster juice. Now we all know that people in movies never actually hit each other when fighting, but TNT Jackson makes this abundantly clear with its shoddy editing. And there's even a bunch of obvious jump cuts where I guess they didn't want to refilm, or maybe somebody got hit for real? I don't know, but they're jarring when you see it. Did you notice it? Then there's a bunch of scenes where the cut makes it look like the film was sped up, or maybe it was sped up. I have no idea. It's hard to be mad at a movie that's trying though. I do like the appearance of Stan Shaw, who plays Charlie, a character that seemingly becomes TNT's love interest simply because they're the only black people. He was in Truck Turner briefly for his first movie role, and here in his second, he does a decent enough job and has the best dialogue and one-liners out of everybody here. Hope he's ready for a long career in Hollywood.
Ready? Yeah. I'm ready.
Jeannie Bell is good at her kung fu action poses, and the close-up physical stuff she does is about on par with everybody else. But it's way too obvious that there's a stunt person doing the majority of it. And I say stunt person because there's a high possibility that the stunt woman is actually a stunt man. I'm not sure though, what do you think? But the real reason Jeannie Bell is here is simply because she's beautiful. But also the October 1969 Playboy Playmate and Centerfold of the Month. Only the second black woman to be that. Not only that, she's the first black woman to appear on the cover of Playboy. The filmmakers, knowing this going in, sought to make good use of that and deliver what might be the best scene of the entire film. Remember in Black Belt Jones when Jim Kelly beat up the bad guys one by one while the lights kept going in and out? Well, I bet you he didn't do it while being so butt naked. That TNT Jackson, she's dynamite.